And without that person really having a big desire to be better, there's no point. The spring, all these different things, your parents getting intense. If your child, so that's what I recognize in my kids. So I got 3 kids, 1 boy, the oldest, or a daughter. She's 30 right now. Right? She was very good in track, very good in volleyball, all really, really good athlete. As a parent, the best that we could ever hope for, if we didn't even go down there until she was older, best we could ever hope for her was somehow getting a scholarship, some sort of scholarship in volleyball or track. Realistically, this is where your head has to be. I got the middle finger up here. Realistically, to be a volleyball player, she's 5'7" or 5'8". So, realistically, probably not a volleyball player, right? Does she have the good springs on her and stuff? Oh yeah, pretty good. But she's not. She's still 5'7", 5'6", or 5'7". Good athlete. So probably not getting a scholarship. Number 2, she was good in track, and she had not offers, but she was very good in track with very little work. So let's just put those two together as my daughter. So am I gonna go freaking nuts? Right? Am I gonna go nuts and say, okay, but I think you could be a volleyball player. Even like I think you haven't compared her to anybody. I've compared her to a small group. We're going into these tournaments. She was pretty good, but she wasn't jumping over the net, hammering the ball down. She was a very good. It was called a libero. She was very good at it, and she loved it, and that's what was the point of it. So would I give her? Would we want her to go to a volleyball school to learn how to be a better? Yes, I get that. Little bit. I'm not going to spend thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, but I'm going to give her something so she can feel better about it and play longer. So if she plays longer, she's out of trouble longer. And maybe she pursues it. Maybe she can play in the college she went to or university locally. Maybe that helps her. Maybe it's a rec league, but and it's great for her recreation. There's volleyball leagues all over the place, right? The track was the same thing. But you know what happened? She didn't give a shit. Yeah. She didn't give a shit. She liked it for the 3 months or to 2 months she was in it, but she didn't do one thing after. So how much time, how much money am I going to put into this? Time and concern and go. Are you going to run to? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do this? How come you're not doing that? Well, like, why would I do that? So that's the answer to all the questions. It was, and Carter was our next one. He's 28 years old. He was a great hockey player. He had he had oatmeal north of the eyebrows though, right? When it came to the game of hockey, like they can't think the game, but he could have learned it. Great skater, thick, and I think he only had 1 year without body checking. He would bury people, like guys. You could hear the ribs cracking when he hit them. You know how thick he is, right?
Yeah, and there was hitting right from day one back then.
And he was a great skater, decent shot, can hammer guys, liked hockey. Again. Came to a couple of our camps. So this is like my second kid, guys. It's not like my third one here, Charlie, was like, this is how you feed him in the thing. Just to be honest with you, Carter couldn't give 2 rips. He liked playing hockey with his friends. Quit when he was in Bantam because he's like, I just want to do farm shit. So we were concerned, like, okay, don't be doing the stupid shit, right? So it's like, why would I push him? He was done. So private lessons and stuff, like there's only so much. This guy, so my youngest one, well, like if there's anybody that wanted it and needed it and could use it, it was him. And then we learned that, well, what are we going to do though? Like the desire to be a good hockey player was the most important thing. Anything that we could add to it was a bonus if it made sense, and most of it didn't.
Yeah.
Long answer?
No, that's great. I love it's just the rational. You appeal to my mindset, obviously. So it's like it's just like the honest, rational view of what the circumstance is, and not letting your feelings blind it, or like the trying to do the most to make your kid a celebrity athlete and like that kind of shit. Because I always go back, like since I talked to Aaron on the podcast here, and he said that like parents get that drug of my kid is so good. Like I want people to tell me that my kid is so good, and like not getting sucked into that loop.
There's motivated parents and there's motivated players, and they usually don't live in the same house.
Yeah. With that framework now, I'll go to back to like the specific questions. So, um, for this guy talking about his young kids, the next kind of thing that he was getting at was, if we don't try to keep up at a young age, will our children ever have a chance to compete for a spot on a team against these other kids that are already so much better? So remember, like the goal for this guy was saying, if they could go up and play high school hockey at some point, that's what they want. If they don't keep up with these kids and doing what they're doing, are they gonna have a chance? Or are they gonna be too far behind? What's gonna be the outcome there? And what are your kind of thoughts on that?
Yeah, they definitely will have a chance. They definitely would have a chance. I mean, if they play once a week and that's it, and they don't practice and do anything, like you limit your chances. But if they're staying, they go to practice, they go to play a couple games, they do some recreational stuff, they practice a little bit, like that's and they do it with some passion and intensity, you know. And if they're having said that, if they're zero good, if they're no good at all, then no.